In this section of the Math for All in New Orleans poster workshop video series, we will be talking about how to prepare an elevator speech.
So what is an elevator speech? An elevator speech is what you start with when someone approaches you and asks you about your poster. Be prepared to introduce yourself and give the gist of your poster in 1 minute or less.
Next, let's discuss what should be in your elevator speech. First, who are you? Include your name, year in school, and what institution you're from. Next, what did you do? What makes this work interesting? And finally, why should someone care to read your poster? Highlight the main points in your elevator speech without being technical. And then, if the person expresses interest and asks questions after your initial introduction, then you can dive into more technical details. Here is an example elevator speech.
Hi, I'm Addie. Your poster looks really interesting. Could you tell me more about it?
Hi, Addie. I'm Riley. I would love to tell you more. What's your background?
Sure. I'm a senior math major and I mostly have experience with pure mathematics.
That's great. I'm also a senior at Tulane University. For this project, I worked with Professor Scott McKinley and our collaborator, Professor Christine Payne, to develop statistical methods to categorize different types of particle movement in cells. Scientists can use techniques such as fluorescence microscopy to peek beneath the surface of living cells and to track particles. There's a lot of diversity in the way that these particles move, and each experiment can generate hundreds of XY trajectories, so scientists need a way to automate the categorization of these particles into different movement types. In this work, we developed a first pass of that, using statistical measures and machine learning to categorize different types of movement. We have validated this on simulated data, and we're working on applying it to our collaborators' data to help her uncover new insights and answer questions about differences in the relative proportions of the different types of movement in the cells. So what are you interested in learning more about?
That sounds really cool. How did you construct this simulated data?
Great question. To create the data, we used a stochastic differential equation to simulate each of the movement types.
Do gesture to figures on your poster during your elevator speech.
Do be engaging and excited.
Do be confident.
Don't just start reciting equations out loud. Make sure they are written down so that your audience can follow along.
That's it. Draft and rehearse your elevator speech. Tune in for our next video for what to expect from the poster session.